Hey, thanks for clicking Weather on Demand for UpperMichiganSource.com. I'm Sean Householder. Your weather headlines this morning: it's a west wind, eventually veering around, becoming northwesterly. That keeps lake effect snow coming off the big lake. It'll be breezy, gusty winds. In fact, there'll be some patchy blowing snow as we work through the day. Looking inland further south, you're more or less avoiding some of the problematic snow we'll see. As we look at temperatures, not nearly as cold as what we've seen over the past several mornings, but temperatures are actually going to be struggling over the western UP. We're feeling 10 in Ironwood, but when you factor in a wind, it feels more like into the single digits below zero there. And even elsewhere, as we look around, teens to in low 20s, adding a bit of a bite to the air when we factor in these winds. Not watching much of a wind right now. It's more of a west wind, so we're going to start to see increased lake effect snow intensity. Eventually, we see more of a northwest wind like we're seeing up into the Keweenaw Peninsula. Sky conditions, well, we expect some limited visibility restrictions over the Copper Country Keweenaw, with those gusts perhaps gusting into the 30 to 35 mile an hour range along the shorelines, or even higher, especially east of Marquette along Superior there. So you're going to deal with some visibility restrictions, and we are seeing increased lake effect snow intensity over north and central, but especially around this area from Munising over towards even Whitefish Point. That's where we expect the bulk of the snow to be falling into this evening. South and central, not so much. You're feeling the effects of high pressure, which is building into the center part of the country. That keeps things fairly quiet there. You can see as we span out, we're on the back end of that old disturbance. That moves off into Canada. We do have some unsettled weather over the western United States. Lots of rain, problematic rain there. And closer to home, here's this high pressure ridge that wants to keep things fairly quiet over the center part of the country. But as you can see, that cold front begins to spread in. It's 33 in Detroit. Sawyer Airport starting to feel that cold front settling in. 16 there, 35 in Cleveland. So as you can see, not quite feeling that cold front quite yet, but soon enough we'll feel that in places like the southern Great Lakes. Behind the front, really, the big headline is the gusty winds, some lake effect snow, which will accumulate. And then into this evening, overnight, things begin to quiet down. Thursday, fairly quiet. It'll be a chilly night with high pressure overhead, clear skies, the snowpack, so there'll be some cold spots. Meanwhile, we could see some lake effect off of Lake Michigan over the east end and perhaps over the Keweenaw Peninsula. And then we do see a warm signal. It looks like we finally start to see some warmer air work in. A quick disturbance trying to brush the Great Lakes region. I think we'll deal with some patchy snow here and there. It would be on the lighter side. And then through the next several days after that, I think precipitation will be somewhat hard to come by. Back to today, increasing chances for snow, especially in places like Ironwood, up through the Keweenaw Peninsula. Breezy, that's for sure. That'll add a bite to the air. It also is going to create some visibility restrictions with the snow falling. Meanwhile, south and central, not too awfully bad. It's mainly cloudy, and temperatures will be falling back into the teens over much of the western UP. We'll eventually make it into the mid-20s in some of the warmer spots, but again, especially east of Munising, Grand Marais over to Newberry, Whitefish Point, you're dealing with some snow. Manistee, you may see a stray snowflake here and there. Places like Escanaba, not dealing with much in the way of precipitation. As for accumulation, I think we'll pick up maybe an inch to 2 inches over the Keweenaw Copper Country into tonight. As you can see from our timeline, just after midnight, we will have, I think we'll accumulate a good dose of snow there, 2, maybe 3 inches, especially over towards Whitefish Point, right in the wheelhouse for some of that best snowfall. Limited accumulation over the east end elsewhere. For tonight, more snow into the Keweenaw Copper Country and east of Marquette along Superior shoreline. Meanwhile, clearing skies, especially as we look inland into the interior west, generally hanging into the single digits above zero. But those colder spots inland, you're going to dip into the single digits below zero. Then we finally warm things up. It's fairly dry, and with above average temperatures into the weekend. Lake effect snow looks like that's on tap for Monday night and Tuesday. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.